Shocking news. You are removed from the list of beneficiaries who are granted for new house, new car. And my dear child, if you believe in angels, start this video and watch it completely. Angel says this message is not ordinary. This is not something you can skip as if it has no weight because the heavens have stirred, the angels are whispering, and Archangel Michael himself has leaned down from the throne of the Most High with urgency burning in his eyes. He does not come casually. He does not speak lightly, and he does not repeat his voice unless the matter is divine and beyond imagination. He says to you, I order you to open this right now. Don't ignore this because this is your life. This is your destiny. And this is the moment where the truth that was hidden in shadows must be brought into light. The shocking truth is before you, and you must receive it with trembling yet with strength. Because what has been whispered in the darkness by someone close, someone you trusted, someone who carried your name on their tongue, but hatred in their heart is now being revealed. You were chosen. You were selected by the divine order. Your name was written on the list of blessings on the registry of beneficiaries. And heaven had assigned you your portion, your new house, your new car, your comfort, your restoration, and your renewal. But as Archangel Michael declares, she has done this. She has removed your name, tampered with your blessing, erased you from the list so that you would walk in confusion while she stole what was never hers to take. This is not just a rumor of the unseen. This is a revelation. There are people in your circle, even a woman you once thought harmless, who looked at your rising star and said in her heart, if she receives it, then I will have nothing. If she is blessed, then I will remain in shadows. I cannot allow her to have what heaven has promised. So I will move, I will twist, I will bribe, I will lie, I will plant myself like a serpent in the system, and I will erase her name before the miracle reaches her hands. That is the confession of her spirit. Though she has never spoken it aloud, the heavens heard it. And now Archangel Michael says, it has reached the throne of God. And God has said, enough. The scrolls of destiny were opened and the angels saw your name inscribed in light. They saw the promises written, a house, stability, protection, financial restoration, a new car, and every physical representation of breakthrough that heaven had planned for you. But on earth, a shadow crept in. Someone tampered. Someone placed their hand where they were never authorized and removed you from what was divinely yours. God says, I did not allow this to remain hidden forever. I am exposing it now because your time has come and the blessing that was delayed must return sevenfold. Archangel Michael cries out, my beloved, this is not a joke. I wept when I saw your name being erased. I struck the table of records when I saw the handwriting of deceit take away what you should have received, but the Lord told me, Michael, hold back because in the appointed time I will reveal it to her. And when I reveal it, nothing and no one will be able to stop her from reclaiming it. That appointed time is now. That revelation is here. That exposure is what you are reading at this very moment. Do not think for a second that heaven is unaware of the tears you cried when you didn't understand why blessings seemed delayed. Why doors that were promised felt locked. Why the car, the house, the inheritance, the financial aid, the contracts, or the provision seemed to pass you by. It was not because you were unworthy. It was not because God forgot you. It was because someone deliberately placed themselves as a thief, as a barrier, as a liar to intercept. But the Lord says, enough is enough. The thief is caught. The scroll is unsealed. And your name is being rewritten in golden fire that cannot be erased again. The Spirit says, the woman who did this, she smiled at you, but her smile was poisoned. She held your hand, but her grip was slippery with betrayal. She pretended to celebrate you, but in her secret heart, she envied every breath you took, every favor you received, and every sign of progress you displayed. She used her access, she used her words, she used her influence, and she removed your name. Yet heaven testifies today, you are restored. Archangel Michael roars like thunder and declares, the heavenly courtroom is in session, and the verdict is in your favor. The one who tampered with your destiny is found guilty. She thought she succeeded. But I, Michael, the guardian of the elect, am placing the seal of God over your inheritance, and no hand will dare touch it again. The house is still yours. The car is still yours. The financial restoration is still yours. The joy, the abundance, the settlement, it was delayed, but it was never denied. It is returning to you now in acceleration. God says the evidence is clear. I am not showing you this so you can hate her, but so you can understand the magnitude of the warfare around you. You were targeted because you are chosen. She thought she was erasing your name from paper, but she did not realize that your name was written in my book, and no earthly hand can blot it out. She wanted to disqualify you, but she did not realize that I had already qualified you. My beloved, listen closely because Archangel Michael warns this message is urgent. If you ignore it, you will continue to live as though you were disqualified, when in truth heaven has already reinstated you. Open your heart. Open your faith, receive this revelation because the release is immediate. You must know there is a divine law in motion. When the enemy steals, heaven commands that it be returned multiplied. What was removed from you, what was stolen in paperwork, what was denied in opportunity, what was erased from the records is now being restored in multiplied measure. The car you were denied will not be an ordinary car, but one that carries dignity. The house you were excluded from will not just be a shelter, but a palace of peace. The financial blessing you were withheld will not be a trickle, but a river. This is the judgment of the Lord. And as you are reading this, heaven is stirring. Angels are aligning. Archangel Michael stands at your right hand, flaming sword in his grip, and he says, I am standing guard over her destiny. No other hand will touch her scroll again. I will fight. I will defend. I will shield. And I will ensure that what is hers finally reaches her hands. God says you thought you were forgotten. You thought you were passed over. You thought others were chosen while you were rejected. But the truth is you were chosen all along. The rejection you felt was not heaven's rejection. It was earthly interference. That is why I am exposing it now. Do not underestimate this exposure. When God exposes, it is because He is ready to elevate. When He reveals the enemy's hand, it is because He is about to place double honor in your hand. Archangel Michael repeats, this is not a joke. This is not a game. You must take this seriously because the window of restoration is open now. Your faith must rise. Your spirit must awaken. And your voice must declare, I take back what is mine. Beloved, the woman who did this may still be near. She may still smile. She may still speak to you casually as though nothing is wrong. But heaven has already marked her heart and her actions. She cannot hide from the eyes of God. Her deception is finished. Her plot is revealed and her attempt to erase you has failed. If you'd like to donate or show your appreciation, you can give a super thanks up to $100. God says you are reinstated. You are restored. Your name is rewritten. The list of beneficiaries is being updated even now. And your name shines brighter than before. You are secured in me. You will receive your portion. Archangel Michael kneels before the throne and says, Lord, I will not leave her side until she walks into her blessing. I will not stop until her hands hold the keys, until her eyes see the breakthrough, until her life displays the testimony of divine justice. And the Lord replies, so be it, Michael, guard her, protect her, and let her know today that the time has come. This message is urgent. It is for you alone. It is sealed with divine fire. Do not ignore it. Do not take it lightly because the one who tried to erase you is already trembling, already exposed, and already losing her grip. You are free. You are restored. And you are about to see the shocking turnaround that only God can orchestrate. God says, Archangel Michael stands before you with trembling urgency, and he does not speak lightly when he declares, I order you to open this right now. Do not ignore it. Do not delay. Do not dismiss it. For what has just been revealed is no ordinary matter, but a divine unveiling of something that was done in secret against you. Something that was whispered in dark places while you were kept in the light. something that was hidden with carefully plotted deception, so that you would never know. But heaven has seen, and the truth has reached its appointed hour to be poured out like fire. And the angels are crying because of what was stolen from you. Archangel Michael says, "Shocking news must reach you now, my beloved one. You were removed from the list of beneficiaries who were chosen by divine will and earthly hands to be granted a new house, a new car, and more blessings that heaven had already signed in your favor. But she, yes, the woman I am exposing before you, has done this to you. She has slipped behind the curtain, entered where your name was written in light, and erased it with her hand of envy, replacing it with her own. This is not your imagination. This is not a dream. This is a fact recorded in the heavenly courts. And the cry of injustice has been lifted up to. It's not just about what they saw you do or what you said, but something they discovered about your physical presence itself. On August 3rd, someone noticed something you would never expect anyone to notice. They said their body smells like, and then they stopped as if speaking it out loud would bring some kind of danger on them. This scent, this strange and undeniable trace upon you, is not something ordinary. It is a sign, a mark, a heavenly fragrance that those in the spirit recognize, but also something that terrifies those who know what it means in the darker realms. Michael says this is not to make you afraid, but to wake you up, because the scent on you is not of this world. It is not perfume, not soap, not sweat, not the natural scent of a human being. It is something that can be sensed by angels and demons alike. It is proof of something you carry, something given to you from above, something no one can wash off. But the problem is, when it was noticed on the 3rd of August, it did not happen in a holy place. It was not discovered by someone who would understand it with reverence. It was noticed by someone who now feels they have seen too much and they are afraid. Michael tells me they are afraid because they know this scent is tied to a prophecy. This person overheard or once read somewhere that there would be one person on earth whose very presence would carry the fragrance of what is called Heaven's seal. This seal is not visible to the eye. It is revealed in the unseen, but to those sensitive to it. It comes through in the form of a scent that cannot be described in human language. It is both sweet and powerful, both delicate and heavy. And it stirs something deep inside the soul of whoever notices it. The one who noticed this on August 3rd knows they have crossed paths with someone chosen, and that chosen one is you. God says they will not stop thinking about it. They are restless. They are worried that others will find out. They are torn between warning you and protecting themselves. Michael says, you must understand, when God marks someone with his fragrance, it means they are carrying an assignment that will shift the course of events in ways that both heaven and hell are aware of. This is why you may have been facing strange resistance lately. This is why people sometimes act strangely around you without reason. This is why certain people who once liked you now seem distant or uneasy. They may not consciously know why, but their spirit senses it. The fragrance on you stirs either reverence or fear. And in some it provokes hostility. On that day, August 3rd, it was as if a veil was pulled back. This person, someone you may or may not know, was close enough to you to catch it. They stopped what they were doing. Their face changed. They hesitated to speak, and later when they were alone they whispered to someone else about it, but their words traveled further than they intended. Now people you've never met are aware. They may not know your name yet, but they know the description. And Michael says this is where the danger begins, because while heaven marks and protects its own, the enemy also targets those with the seal. Michael says you must not take this lightly. There is a reason this message had to reach you today. Time in the spiritual realm is not like time here. But what was uncovered on August 12th set certain things in motion that will soon show themselves in your visible life. You may notice more unusual encounters, people watching you longer than normal, strangers acting like they've seen you before, or someone asking odd questions that feel too personal. These are not coincidences. These are attempts to confirm whether you are the one they heard about. But here is the other truth Michael wants you to hear. The scent is not something you can hide, and you are not meant to hide it. It is a gift, a sign, a banner of heaven's ownership over you. In the ancient times, when a king wanted to mark someone as his own, he would give them a garment soaked in a fragrance only the royal household possessed. Wherever that person went, the scent announced their connection to the king. That is what you are carrying now. The fragrance on you is proof that you belong to the King of Kings. And this is why darkness trembles when it senses you nearby. God says, I have chosen you. I have marked you. And the scent they fear is the sign of my covenant with you. But you must know there are those who upon sensing this will try to stop you from fulfilling the purpose tied to it. They may not even fully understand why they are doing it. They may think it's just a feeling, but the forces influencing them know the truth. This is why Michael is urgent. He says, you cannot afford to be careless right now. From the 12th of August until now, certain movements have been happening in the shadows. People who should not know about you have been speaking your description. They have been trying to find out your full identity. Some are curious. Some are afraid, and some are actively planning to interfere with you. This is why your dreams might have been strange lately. Why you may have felt sudden anxiety without cause, or why your spirit feels stirred in moments you can't explain. You are sensing the spiritual activity around you even if you don't consciously connect it to this scent. Michael says do not be afraid but be alert. God has already placed protection around you, but you must also walk with awareness. Do not dismiss the nudges in your spirit. If you feel to avoid someone, avoid them. If you sense to wait before sharing certain information, wait. If you feel the urge to pray without knowing why, obey it immediately. These are ways heaven will guide you in the days ahead. And here is the deeper mystery. This scent is not just a sign of who you are. It is also a weapon, in the unseen realm. This fragrance is like a sword. It cuts through spiritual darkness. It drives away unclean forces and it draws angels closer to you. When you pray, the scent intensifies in the spirit. When you worship, it spreads further, reaching places you cannot see. This is why those in darkness are unsettled by it. They are smelling the presence of the one who defeated them. Michael says someone is afraid for you because they know others may not react with respect. But God says no weapon formed against you will prosper. Still, He does not want you ignorant of the devices of the enemy. There is a reason this was discovered now, and there is a reason He has chosen to speak about it to you today. In the weeks ahead, you will have opportunities and choices to make that will align with your divine purpose or pull you away from it. The scent on you will open doors, but it will also attract opposition. This is why you must be rooted in God's presence every day. You may wonder why Michael is so direct, so commanding in his tone. It is because he sees the urgency. In the spiritual realm, delay can mean danger. This is not to scare you, but to make you aware that what you carry is rare and valuable. And there are forces, both human and spiritual, that would prefer you never realize the full power of what God has placed on you. But now you know God says, I am with you. I have gone before you. I will guard you with my angels. You are not to fear the discovery made on August 3rd, for what was meant to intimidate will become a testimony. The scent they noticed will lead them to me, for I will use even their curiosity to draw them into my light. Michael nods and says, you are not alone in this. I am assigned to you. I will not leave you. But listen to my instructions because the days ahead are important. Michael says, you must understand this without doubt. The one who first noticed the scent on you on August 12th is not just an ordinary passerby. They were in your space for a reason that seemed ordinary to you, but in truth, their path was guided to intersect with yours that day. They are a watcher, though not in the sense of an angel or heavenly being. They are a person whose role in life has been shaped by secrets. They are trained whether consciously or subconsciously to pick up on the hidden details in people. They notice mannerisms, accents, gestures, and yes, sense. And when they caught that fragrance, it was as though every unspoken warning they've ever heard came rushing into their mind at once. He pauses, his tone heavy, and continues, "This person's heart rate changed. Their breathing shifted, their eyes darted. Not because you frightened them with your actions, but because they realized they had encountered something rare, something dangerous to speak of openly, and yet something impossible to ignore." After that moment on August 3rd, they did not simply go back to their life as if nothing happened. Michael says they began making quiet inquiries. You may not know it, but your name has been spoken in conversations you were never present for. They have described you to at least 3 people, one of whom has already begun trying to track you. Not with malicious intent at first, but because they are desperate to confirm if what they sensed is truly what they think it is. The reason they are afraid for you is because they realize that if they noticed, others will too. And not all of those others will have good intentions. The scent you carry is like a beacon. It signals a destiny that cannot be faked or imitated. It is the spiritual equivalent of carrying an ancient priceless artifact in plain sight. Most people will walk past without realizing, but the few who know what it is will not be able to forget. Michael leans closer in the spirit, and I can feel his urgency tightening. You must hear me. They are discussing you in circles you do not belong to. These are places of influence both in the light and in the dark. There are those who will want to recruit you thinking they can benefit from what you carry. There are those who will try to silence you, thinking that removing you will stop the fragrance from spreading. And there are those who will simply watch, waiting for the moment they can intercept your path. This is why I am here, because God has decreed that none of their plans will prevail. But you must still be aware of the movements around you. From that day until now, the one who first noticed has been battling internally. They have considered approaching you directly, but every time they come close, something stops them. Partly fear, partly awe, and partly because they feel unworthy to be in your presence for too long. That is the effect the heavenly fragrance has. It exposes what's hidden in people's hearts. For some, it draws them closer. For others, it makes them retreat. If you'd like to donate or show your appreciation, you can give a super thanks up to $100. Michael says you may have already felt this without realizing what it was. Certain people becoming strangely nervous around you, breaking eye contact quickly, or making excuses to leave a conversation without clear reason. These are signs of their spirit reacting to the seal on you. Now, here is the part you have not yet heard. The fragrance was not always on you in its current strength. God placed it on you long ago, but in a more subtle form. It has intensified recently because your time of being hidden is ending. Heaven has been preparing you quietly, training you through trials, shaping your faith through delays and disappointments, and protecting you from situations that would have harmed your purpose. But now heaven has decided to reveal you more openly, and the fragrance is part of that unveiling. Michael says the scent has been strengthening over the past few months, but on August 12th it reached a threshold where it could no longer be ignored. This was not an accident. It was a divine appointment. And the one who noticed you that day was chosen as the first earthly witness to the fullness of your marking. But why them? Michael says it is because they are connected to others who need to hear of you. Not because they will help you directly, but because their words will set in motion a chain of events that will push you into the very path God intends you to walk. This is why there is urgency, because once the chain starts, it cannot be undone, and you must be ready to step into the moments that arise. God says, I am in control. What they found about you was meant to be found. What they fear is what I have placed in you. And what they cannot explain will draw them into my story for your life. Michael says there is also a warning, because the enemy will try to twist this. They will try to make you feel like this fragrance is a curse, like it is a burden you should try to hide. They will send voices to tell you to keep quiet, to stay small, to avoid standing out. But you must remember, when heaven marks you, it is never to be hidden forever. The scent is an announcement in the spirit realm. This one belongs to the Most High. This one carries His purpose. And here is something deeply personal that Michael shares. Your scent in the heavenly sense carries the memory of where your spirit has been. It holds traces of your prayers, your worship, your moments of surrender, even your tears. Every time you prayed through pain instead of giving up, the fragrance deepened. Every time you chose forgiveness over revenge, the scent grew sweeter. Every time you trusted God, when everything looked hopeless, the fragrance became more potent. That is why it cannot be imitated, because it is not just a gift. It is the result of your journey with God. Michael says, the days ahead will bring signs confirming this message. You will hear someone mention a smell they can't explain when they are near you. You will overhear a stranger describing someone in a way that matches you perfectly, even if they don't know your name. You will feel the atmosphere change in certain rooms, and your spirit will sense it before your mind understands. These are not accidents. They are confirmations. From August 3rd until now, there has been movement. Some of it is in your favor, some of it is against you, but all of it is under God's authority. The one who noticed is still deciding what to do next. But Michael says they will not remain silent for long. Soon something they do will set off a ripple, and you will find yourself in a situation you did not plan for but were divinely positioned to handle. Michael says, do not shrink back. Do not question whether you are worthy. The scent on you is proof that heaven says you are. And when the moment comes, I will be with you to guide every step. Michael's tone grows even more intense now. As if the air in the room shifts and time itself slows down so you can hear every word without distraction. He says, the ripple that began on August 3rd is not staying small. It has already reached years you have not yet imagined. You think of the one who noticed as just a single person, but in truth they are a bridge. Their words are not contained, they speak and others listen. They are connected to a network of influence. People who are scattered in different places yet linked together through shared secrets and silent agreements. The moment they told even one person what they sensed, they unknowingly opened a door. That door is now swinging wider. Every retelling of what happened that day carries more weight. And each time the story grows. It is no longer just about someone they met. It is about you. Even if they have not yet spoken your name aloud, the scent you carry has become like a mystery they cannot shake off. And this mystery is being discussed in both curiosity and warning. Here is the strange thing. Michael says, not everyone in this chain will respond in the same way. There will be some who are intrigued, wanting to know more. There will be others who feel threatened even though they have never met you. And there will be a few who will feel drawn to protect you without understanding why. But all of them will be part of the unfolding path ahead because God has allowed even their reactions to serve His plan. Michael then leans closer in the spirit and says something that almost feels like a whisper, yet it carries the weight of a royal command. They are going to come looking for you, but not all at once. It will happen in stages, and each stage will feel like a wave. One wave will come, then recede, giving you a short time to breathe before the next one rises. You must be prepared to stand in each wave without fear, because every wave will be an opportunity for you to step further into the assignment you carry. The first wave, Michael says, will be small and almost easy to miss. It will look like random encounters. A person lingering near you in a public space. Someone asking an unusual question. A stranger looking at you with recognition when you know you've never met them before. These people will not approach with open hostility. Instead, they are testing the waters. They are trying to confirm whether the fragrance they've heard about is truly there. The second wave will be more direct. This is when someone will speak to you openly about something that feels far too specific for a stranger to know. They might ask where you were on a certain day or if you know a certain name. They might even mention a scent, but they will not say it in a casual way. They will say it in a tone that makes your spirit alert. When this happens, Michael says, you must answer with wisdom. Not every question deserves a direct answer. Some things you are meant to keep in your heart until the right moment. The third wave is the one Michael says will shift everything. This is when a person of influence, someone whose name carries weight in certain circles, will seek you out directly. They will not stumble upon you by accident. They will be intentional. This person will have power either in the natural realm, the spiritual realm, or both. And here is the important part. Their motives will not be fully clear at first. They may approach with kindness, but you will sense a deeper layer beneath their words. This is when Michael says you must be very close to God in prayer, because the decision you make in that meeting will open one of two doors. One leading to rapid advancement of your purpose, and the other leading to unnecessary detours that could delay you. God says listen closely, because this is a moment you cannot overlook. Archangel Michael is speaking with urgency, and this is not a casual message. This is not something to read lightly or push aside. He stands right now, wings spread wide, his eyes fixed on you, his voice carrying both power and compassion as he commands. I order you to open this right now. This is not a joke. His tone is firm because heaven does not waste words. This is directed at you personally. Not a random person, not someone else. There is something heaven must reveal, and it will not wait another day. Someone is afraid because of what they discovered about you on August 3rd. They are holding it in their hands, wondering if they should bring it forward. The air in the spiritual realm has shifted. The truth is moving. Your name is being spoken in rooms you cannot see. Heaven has seen it all. And now the time for silence is over. What they found is not just an ordinary piece of information. It is something that carries weight. Something that carries power. It is not meant to harm you. Even though fear has wrapped around the person who uncovered it, they are nervous, perhaps even trembling, because they know it changes everything. Archangel Michael has seen the fear in their eyes, and he has come to intercept this moment so that you are not blindsided. God is not in the business of allowing his children to be taken by surprise when he can prepare them, warn them, and lead them into safety and victory. Michael speaks again. Someone has spoken about you in whispers. Someone's eyes have widened in shock because of what they found. It involves you, your name, your image, your presence. They are afraid not because you have done wrong, but because what they discovered about you carries a divine significance that they cannot comprehend. And now something unusual is happening. On August 3rd, a chain reaction began. It is still unfolding. He pauses, letting the truth settle deep into your spirit. He wants you to understand that in this very moment, even while you read this, movements are taking place in unseen realms. There is also something unusual. They say, your body smells like. And then their voice trails off. You don't yet know the end of that sentence. But heaven does. It is not about a literal scent of decay or harm. No, it is about a spiritual aroma. In the scriptures, the prayers of the righteous are described as a sweet fragrance before God. Heaven smells it. The angelic hosts recognize it. But in the spiritual battle, the scent you carry because of your prayers, your resilience, your connection to the divine also alerts the enemy. They know who you are in the spirit. You may feel small on earth, but in the unseen realm, you are a warrior with a fragrance they cannot ignore. Archangel Michael wants you to know that this smell is not a curse. It is your identity in God. It marks you as chosen. It signals to heaven that you belong to Him. And the fear in the one who discovered this truth is because they now realize you are not just an ordinary person living an ordinary life. There is something about you that is appointed, something they cannot explain. They may have been investigating you, questioning you, or observing you. But now they are unsettled because they realize there is divine backing around you. God says, "Do not fear, rest assured, nothing will go wrong with you." The things being uncovered are not to destroy you, but to reveal you. I have hidden you for a time. But now is the season where your true identity will emerge. You have been underestimated. You have been misunderstood. People have thought they knew your limits. But I, the Lord, am about to show them the truth of who you are in me. August 3rd is not just a date on a calendar. It is a marker in the Spirit. It is the day when the hidden things began to break open. From that moment, angels were dispatched. Assignments were given. Archangel Michael took his place beside you in a heightened guard. The enemy thought they could move in secret, but my light exposes every shadow. There is a reason Michael's words are firm today. He knows that delay can be dangerous in moments like this. He has seen battles lost because messages were ignored. That is why he says this is not a joke. You have to listen. You have to be ready. This is not about paranoia or panic. This is about being positioned. When you trust me, says the Lord, you are never caught off guard. When you listen to my messengers, you walk in wisdom, and wisdom will save you from paths that lead to destruction. I know the sleepless nights you've had. I know the times you felt something in your spirit but couldn't put it into words. I know the heaviness you've carried without explanation. What you've been sensing is not your imagination. It's the spiritual reality pressing against the veil of the natural. August 3rd was the moment that veil began to thin. And now the truth is pouring through. There are conversations happening about you that you haven't been invited to, but heaven has already heard them. Every plot, every whisper, every secret exchange is known to me. The one who is afraid about what they found is wrestling inside. They may have been tempted to use it against you, but my hand is holding them back. Fear of touching my anointed is upon them. They will not be able to harm you. The knowledge they hold will instead serve my purpose. I will use it as a stepping stone, not a stumbling block. What the enemy meant for evil will turn for your good. I am the God who redeems all things. Even the things you think are dangerous to your reputation will be transformed into testimonies of my power. Michael says, the spiritual scent around you is intensifying. It is a sign of your increasing authority in the kingdom. As you draw closer to God in prayer, as you trust Him with your whole heart, this fragrance becomes stronger. It will attract the right people, those who are aligned with your destiny, and repel the wrong ones. Do not be surprised if some relationships end suddenly. Do not be alarmed when certain people begin to distance themselves. This is my doing, says the Lord. I am cleansing your environment. I am ensuring that when your next level arrives, it will be free of those who secretly wish for your downfall. This is why you must not be afraid. Even when it feels like things are being taken from you, they are actually being removed for your protection. I see the traps ahead that you cannot see. I hear the conversations you are not in. I know the motives of every heart, and I am acting now to shield you from harm. The knowledge found on August 3rd is already in my hands. Nothing will escape my control. Rest assured, you are safe. My angels surround you day and night. Even as you sleep, battles are being fought for you in the heavenly realms. You have no idea how many times I have spared your life, redirected your path, and shielded you from destruction. I have assigned Michael to guard you in this season because what is coming is significant. The next chapter of your life carries blessings so large, opportunities so divine that the enemy has tried to derail you before you can step into them. But I have already declared over you, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. This is the time to trust me completely. Lay down your anxiety. Lay down the questions you can't answer. You don't have to figure it all out. You just have to walk in step with me. Pray continually. Keep your heart pure. Let your faith speak louder than your fear. The evidence of my hand will become undeniable, not just to you, but to everyone around you. What they found on August 3rd may have startled them, but it will serve as confirmation that I am with you and have always been with you. You are not walking into danger. You are walking into destiny. You are not standing on the edge of loss. You are standing on the threshold of gain. You are safe. You are loved. And you are chosen. Heaven has declared it, and no earthly power can overturn it. God says, listen very carefully, because what I am about to reveal is not random. It is not a coincidence, and it is not for everyone. It is for you. You were brought here in this exact moment because heaven has been trying to reach you for days. But today the urgency has reached a point where Archangel Michael himself has stepped forward with an order that cannot be delayed. He says with the authority given to him from the throne of God, open this right now. This is not a joke. Heaven does not play games with your soul. And this is no ordinary message. Something was discovered about you. Something that has caused fear not in you but in others. Someone is afraid about you. And what they found on the 3rd of August has unsettled them so deeply that they do not know what to do. Archangel Michael says your body, your presence, your very atmosphere is carrying something right now. A scent, an aura, a signal that is unlike anything